right, so now it's time for a segment called Miscellaneous What the Fuck. Nathan, please explain to me what this is.
Yeah, so on this show, we have our ass hat of the week for particularly heinous individuals, and we have our D-bag award for people that make stupid fucking arguments. But every now and then, a story comes out in which someone's not necessarily heinous, and they don't necessarily make a bad argument, but it just makes us say, what the fuck? So, Katie, what is our miscellaneous what the fuck this week?
Honestly, I don't know if it's a miscellaneous what the fuck, but more so a this is funny kind of what the fuck. Just like it makes me feel good sometimes. So Burning Man is this festival that happens in the middle of the Nevada desert every single year. It was like created under the pretense of like counterculture things being like having like 10 trade rules that like these people only trade their goods. It's anti-capitalist. It's supposed to be this collective community coming together. It's like 80,000 people in the middle of the desert, and they just kind of like live in harmony, I guess.
Okay.
But in recent years, it's kind of become a status symbol of sorts, kind of becoming like Coachella in a way, where it's like the rich and the famous have started making it their own thing. And it's because of like all these super wealthy, like 1%ers being at this thing, they've kind of like pretty much taken away a lot of the original meaning of what Burning Man was. And so this year was a particular interesting event. So this playa that this festival occurs on is like the remnants of a dried up lake. And so whenever it rains in this area, this mud forms. And this mud is so sticky and so deep, and it like is really corrosive and irritating to the skin that like people kept getting stuck. Like people were trying to get out because they had no supplies. They couldn't get like food, they couldn't get water. They were stuck. They couldn't go out, or else they would like literally get stuck in the mud trying to walk. And people were like getting their vehicles stuck, and they had to be like, there were mass evacuations. And it's just so interesting to me
So it's
that
like
this happened.
So it's like the rich retreating from society
Yeah.
because they don't need the plebs. And then they realized, oh, fuck, we actually need them.
Yeah. Yeah. And it felt good to know that rich people were stuck in the desert. Honestly.
I mean, and they're to be clear, they're all going to be all right. Like, you know,
they're fine. Oh my God.
It's an inconvenience for them. It's not like we wish harm on them. It's an inconvenience for them, but it's a funny inconvenience.
It's a funny inconvenience, to be fair. Like, to be fair, there was one person that did pass away at the festival because of the conditions. And so that was really not great. But also they're building a desert city that like isn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And it also dredges up a lot of questions about climate change. There were actually major climate protesters. So to get to the playa itself, there is a one road access point, and it is one way. It's not even a real road. And so when people started coming to the festival, there were a whole bunch of climate activists that were sitting there blocking the entrance to this road. And a lot of like park rangers and law enforcement came, and they were literally like dragging these protesters off the road because these protesters were really frustrated about how literally 80,000 people go into the desert and try to like create this like fake city for weeks on end. And it's really damaging to the climate and to the area, generally speaking. And so like they make good points, but I don't know. I think it's personally interesting, but also funny that they got stuck in the rain.
And that's miscellaneous what the fuck?